In NHL betting, understanding historical trends is the key to success if you want to consistently beat the books. Let's dive into a few trends that have historically led to positive outcomes in NHL betting. Underdogs in the plus 100 to plus 150 range have historically been strong performers. In a league where parity is common, small underdogs frequently win games, especially in close matchups where the skill difference isn't large. Underdogs in divisional matchups, particularly in this range, often perform well due to the familiarity between teams. Teams playing at home, even as underdogs, tend to win more often than the odds suggest. Home ice advantage plays a significant role in hockey, with familiarity with rink dimensions, shorter travel schedules, and crowd energy boosting performance. This trend is notable in closely matched games, where the home underdog has a higher probability of upsetting a road favorite. While betting on heavy favorites can be risky due to the low payout, they win more often than not. However, they don't always provide good value unless you're confident about the matchup. Heavy favorites perform well later in the season when playoff implications are clearer and top teams fight for positioning or against weaker teams with less to play for. Road underdogs in this range have historically shown strong value. The gap between favorites and underdogs in the NHL isn't as wide as in other sports. Betting on road underdogs, especially against teams on a back-to-back or dealing with injuries, can lead to profitable outcomes. This holds true where the favorite might be overvalued, such as after a long winning streak, or when public perception doesn't take into account factors like fatigue or goaltender changes. The betting public often overvalues strong teams, inflating moneyline odds on favorites. Smart bettors can take advantage by betting on underdogs that are undervalued due to public perception. Public favorite teams like the Toronto Maple Leafs, Boston Bruins, or Montreal Canadiens see heavy public betting creating value on their opponents. Small road favorites can also be profitable. When the road team is clearly better, but odds are not heavily skewed, backing the small favorite can be worthwhile. These bets perform well when the favorite has superior goaltending or is playing a weaker opponent on a back-to-back. Betting on heavy underdogs is risky, but certain situations lead to upsets. NHL games are often decided by goaltending or special teams, so underdogs with strong goaltending or against tired or injured opponents can win more often than the odds suggest. During playoffs, heavy underdogs occasionally overperform, especially in tightly contested series or when facing injury-depleted favorites. The NHL's emphasis on parity means many games go into overtime or shootouts. In these cases, betting on the underdog can be profitable, as the game becomes a 50-50 proposition regardless of pregame odds. With better odds for underdogs, if a game goes to overtime, betting on underdogs can yield high returns. Early in the NHL season, underdogs perform well as teams adjust to the season's pace, new roster additions, and line combinations. Bookmakers and the public often overestimate teams based on last season's performance, creating opportunities for betting on undervalued underdogs. NHL teams playing back-to-back games or on long road trips tend to struggle. Betting against them has been a profitable strategy. Tired teams, especially when forced to play backup goaltenders or rotate lines, are more vulnerable to underdog upsets. In conclusion, small underdogs and home underdogs have historically been strong bets, especially in closely contested matchups. While heavy favorites win frequently, they offer less value unless in very favorable circumstances. Road underdogs can be profitable, particularly in the plus 150 to plus 250 range, factoring in relevant matchups, injuries, or fatigue. Betting against public favorites can create value by focusing on overlooked teams, and early season underdogs can surprise when expectations and form aren't clear. Recognizing context such as home ice advantage, goaltender matchups, fatigue, and market overreactions is essential. Bettors who can identify value and market inefficiencies tend to profit in the long run. Thanks for watching our NHL Betting Trends video. Let us know down in the comments what your favorite NHL betting strategies are.